Welcome to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to the Creative Play and Podcast. This is Jim. So, RPG a Day 2015. The favorite house rule. Well, this is one of the oldest house rules, I think, and I'd still have to say it's the favoriteest house rule I have. Is the rule number 1. The GM is always right. It's a little bit selfish of me, I'm sure, but it is one of those situations when you have two people coming up to a conversation and they can't see straight between the two of them. The GM should always be able to basically make a calling, and pretty much most of the players that I play with all realize how this one goes. So I'm going to make a judgment call. It's going to be the judgment call right now. When we're outside of the scope of the game room and we can talk about it later, by all means, we'll discuss it if we need to in detail, or as a group or as individuals, and then we can always come back and we'll retcon the rule. But for the sake of the story and the flow of the game, we don't want to stop and basically dissect. I mean, pretty much I'm even along that lines. If I can't find something in a book, I'll just say, screw it. Yes, this happens. Great job. You get to do what you want to do, and then I'll go back and look it back up. Heck, I've even had a few fun times where folks have said, I didn't do this, and I'm like, okay, fine, let's go on with it. Then all of a sudden, a few days later, they listen to one of the podcast episodes from a month or two ago, and then they go, I'm sorry, I listened to the podcast and I just realized you were right. And usually it's like, okay, so here's the deal. I will penalize you horribly later. But until then, you won't know it's coming. Which is kind of a joke. Basically just means that some creature, whenever at a crossroad of, which one of you five will it attack? This is my moment to say you will be getting attacked regardless. And of course, fun stuff happens when that happens. So just remember, favorite house rule? Trust the GM. You're letting him run your game for you. Know the GM will not screw you over because, for 99% of the time, GM is not trying to be a dick. He will not dick you over on a call. But if a call comes out that you feel that feel that it was against you, in private, because it's always praise in public, punish in private. In private, talk to your GM and basically let him know how you're feeling. If feelings are hurt, that's a legitimate thing if it's an issue to you. But try not to do it in public or make a big scene. Talk to your GM in private and basically get to a safe place where you guys can hash out what's going on. Like always, guys, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.